So I felt very inspired in my usual manifesto generator way. I think I was doing a live a few weeks ago and I was talking a lot about journaling. And it might have even been to you, Amelia Darlington. And I said, should I do like a masterclass on journaling? And you're like, yeah, why not? I went, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's pretty much how I roll. Fly by the seat of your pants. So that's what I have done. So journaling is where it is at tonight. Now, I am very, very new to journaling. So this is the journaling masterclass for those who don't see what the big whoop is about journaling. So I'm trying to hope to entice you into making it and creating it as a practice, because it has taken 46 years, but it has been well worth the journey to start the journaling practice, because I have been getting heaps, stacks, and tons out of it. So I'm hoping that if I have gotten something out of it, you guys will certainly get something out of it as well. So welcome everybody. So just some housekeeping. Hi, Donna. There she is. So yeah, before we start, pop into the chat where you're all from, because I know that you're from all the corners of Australia. I don't think we've got any overseas people on at the minute. I think we're all on the one continent, which is nice. So yeah, pop in. So Tammy's in Mildura, Cherie's in Darwin, Patricia's in Adelaide, Pam's in Adelaide, Zenya's in Pakenham. Are you that close to me, Zenya? Oh, that's
Where
all.
are you?
Oh, you're right down the road. You're just down the road. Albany in far southern WA, Barb's in Melbourne, Annabelle's in Adelaide, Ines is in Melbourne, Looney Lisa is in Mildura, Amelia Darlington's in Adelaide, and I think Millsy's here. Millsy's another Adelaide represent. Fantastic. So we've got sort of like the southern part of the continent covered, which is awesome. So, oh, and Terry, another one from WA. Fantastic. Everyone's all diving in now. Fabulous. So good to see so many people here. I'm excited. All right, so just some housekeeping before we begin, as usual. So if you would be able to, if you could turn your browsers off, it just stops any pop-up screens coming up and distracting you from the masterclass. That would be fabulous. Pop your phones on silent or do not disturb. Let's be like laser vision in on me, because it's all about me, right? Goodness sake. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you. Now, if you wouldn't mind, as we're jumping on, if you could leave yourselves on camera. And I'm so like, I think this is the first time ever, and I'm going to take a picture of this, the first time ever that I think I've got almost everyone. Lisa, you're letting the team down. Almost everyone has got their cameras on, which is very, very cool. That's all right, Lisa, I'll forgive you. Your first time here, I won't scare you off just yet. So lovely to have all of your cameras on, because it just helps me to keep you guys really engaged, make sure that I'm not losing anybody, and I can see if anyone's got their hands up, or it just really helps me to keep the flow going. Oh, thank you. No worries, Lisa. Anytime. Just helps me to keep the flow going. So thank you all for having your cameras on. That's awesome. So just make sure that you have got your water, your wine. If you want to turn your water into wine, that's okay as well. Whatever it is. Yeah, go Cherie. Cherie's doing the sorcery, the cup and sorcery. Oh, boom, funny. My Lord, she's on fire tonight. If you would like to have your drinks there, that would be awesome as well. Pens and papers as well, because there's going to be some really awesome journaling prompts. I might even go all out and do like an A4 thing for you guys to take away, and I'll pop it in the group afterwards, full of journaling prompts to use, because that's a big sticking point. Hi, Janine.
Hi.
That's a big sticking point for a lot of us as to why we don't journal. Is like, well, what do we write about, right? So I might pop that in there as well. If you turn your video, oh sorry, Amelia, that's a direct message. That's fine, Amelia. So yeah, open minds, open hearts, as always. And if you have any questions, pop them into the chat or pop yourself off mute and just ask away. And yeah, we will, because if you have a question, chances are someone else will have something very, very similar. So please ask all the questions, any comments, any shares that you've got. I want to make this as interactive and as fun for you all as possible. Yeah, pop it all in the chat or come off mute. Would love to hear from you. Okay, so if I go like this, that means give me a thumbs up, make sure I've got everybody. So we're all together. Brilliant, excellent, cool. All right. Now let's get started on the slides. Okay, we're just going to mute some people. If you hear some banging around, my husband's just come home and banging things around. Okay, so let's share the screen. Okay, now who here is already a regular journaler by show of hands? So Cherie, Donna, Amelia's on, yeah, maybe. Cherie, Christensen, Patricia's a little bit, Pam's a little bit. All good. Excellent. Well, that's fantastic because, you know, some people are here because they want to make it a regular practice. Are there some people who don't journal at all? Yep. Kirsty, Terry. Yep.
I have done in the past.
Yep.
But it just sort of stops after a little while.
Yeah.
So I've tried it, yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. Well, this is good. Well, hopefully this will inspire you to get back into the habit because there are heaps of benefits to it. So that's awesome. And yeah, that'll do. I think I've asked all the questions. So for those of you who don't know me, I'll just introduce myself and what I do. So I am Kerry. For those of you who speak human design, and I think most of you do because most of you have come in through my group, I am a 3-5 sacral manifesting generator. So what that means is the 3-5 part of my profile means that I am here to give universal solutions through my own experience. And that really reflects what I'm going to be sharing with you guys tonight. So the way that I move through the world and how I show up is I give solutions to people through my own experiments and my own experiences. So what I'm sharing with you tonight is going to be my experience with journaling. So hopefully it inspires you guys to do the same. So a little bit about what I do. I'm a human design and energetics life coach. So I use human design and universal energetics to coach women to be the absolute best versions of themselves to slay at life. So that's, you know, just a little job that I have to do. But that's really what my coaching business is all about. I'm also a nurse and an entrepreneur, so I do have my own business, obviously. And I'm a wife and a mother of 2. So that's a little bit about me. Typical manifesting generator. I'm also, you know, I do personal styling as well through Nat Tucker and the Boss program as well, just as another little aside thing. So typical manifesting generator, lots of things light me up. And yeah, multi-passionate, always doing something. So the reason why I do what I do is this is the quote that pretty much drives my whole coaching business. So David Henry Thoreau has this quote, and it goes, people, well, men, but I say people, live lives of quiet desperation and go to their graves with their songs still in them. And as soon as I heard that quote, I had the tears and I had all the feels because I feel the truth in it. I have seen it in relatives, friends, parents, siblings, and it is the most heartbreaking thing because it's so true. It's so true. So I didn't want to be one of those people. I didn't want to go to my grave with my light still in me. And I didn't still want that song in my heart unsung. So that's the journey that I started on. And that is the journey that I want to help guide any woman who comes into my world through, to find out what makes them special. We all have something that differentiates us from everybody else. We all have gifts, we all have talents. And my business is all about finding those strengths, those themes, those talents through human design, and then moving through all of the BS that gets in the way of us being the most bestest version of ourselves. So that's what inspires me every single day. And that's what my coaching business is all about. So that's a little bit about what I do. And the reason why I'm doing a journaling masterclass is because journaling has, in the last 2 years, been a really integral part of that personal development journey. So as we go through the masterclass, I'm going to be explaining how it has been part of that journey. So the journey with journaling was a little bit bumpy. So journaling was never my jam. So typical Manny Jen, always going at 100 kilometers an hour, always having too many things to do, not thinking I ever had the time to actually sit and write about my feelings. Like, ain't nobody got time for that, right? I thought I didn't think deep enough thoughts. Like, it was only like poets and lyricists of the world that sat and wrote in their journal and thought their deep thoughts and wrote them all out. I just didn't think that I was that person. So I never thought that my thoughts were deep enough to be bothered to write them all down. I just didn't see the point because I didn't know what to write about. I didn't know what the benefits of it was. I just assumed that it was for people who had far too much time on their hands. Like, what, you obviously don't have enough to do. You have to sit and write about your thoughts and your feelings. So that was the gross assumptions that I made about journaling. Hi, Savin. Did you have a question? You've still got your hand up. No? Okay, cool. But I had heard through the grapevine that journaling was beneficial. So I thought, okay, let's give this a go. Let's have a look at journaling. So, as with all things in life, as we learn in coaching, everything is a strategy. Everything that we do because we get something out of it. And we will always and without hesitation or failure move towards what gives us pleasure or what helps us to avoid pain. So, all I needed for journaling was a why. Would it move me towards pleasure or would it take me away from pain? And then I could create that strategy. So I needed why. Why should I journal? So it wasn't part of my success strategy as yet. So what I thought is, okay, as I was delving into more and more people, as I was reading more and more biographies on successful people, as I was following more and more successful coaches, what I had found was, as Tony Robbins says, success leaves clues. So as I was reading about what these successful people had done that contributed to their success, every one of these people on this slide, some you will recognize, some you may not, every one of these people journal in some way, shape, or form. And so I thought, well, if success leaves clues and all of these people have massive success and all of them journal, there must be something in it. Because if you want to model someone else's success, model their strategy. model what it is that they do. So we've got a few famous faces on there. So Frida Kahlo journaled, Lady Gaga journals, Richard Branson, Oprah, of course, is a big journaler. There's a few people there. I've got Amanda Francis, who is, I think she calls herself the money queen. I don't know. She's big, big, big in the coaching world. So she is a avid journaler. Melanie Ann Layer. Has anyone heard of Melanie Ann Layer? No, yep, a few people have. Yep. Oh, Shelley's gone. Yeah, so she journals. She actually keeps 3 or 4 separate journals for 3 or 4 for different ideas and things that she wants to write down. So one will be about business, one will be about personal, one will be just ideas, one will be thoughts and feelings. So she has four different journals. Katrina Ruth, another big successful millionaire coach, and of course Anne Frank. If she didn't keep a diary, we'd all be in the dark, right? We all wouldn't know what happened to her. So it was a great way to document what's going on with you as well. So what do these people journal about and why do they journal? So I found out a few of them, what they do and why. So Oprah often will journal around gratitude and to give herself some perspective. And when you're Oprah Winfrey, I dare say your head could very easily be in the clouds regularly. So it would be good for her to bring herself back down to earth again. Richard Branson. So he was an interesting one. You often think of some, and I don't know if it's just me, but I often think of journaling as very much a feminine thing. So I was very surprised to when I Googled, famous people who journal, Richard Branson came up. And he said that he wouldn't have created half of the ideas that he has without having a journal with him all the time. So the moment that he comes up with his ideas, he can write them down. Does Richard Branson have a defined spleen? I have no idea. We shall have to look that up, Ines. So if he didn't write down his ideas as soon as he got them, they would be lost in the ether. And that is definitely probably about 50% of my journal is my ideas that come to me, and I write them down immediately. Otherwise, they are lost in the ether. Lady Gaga, she journals around her thoughts, her feelings, her sketches, her pictures and letters. So that's like a book of inspiration for her. And Katrina Ruth, who is a millionaire coach, she was one of the front runners in the online coaching industry. She actually, I have heard her say that she doesn't do anything until she has tended to her own inner world first through journaling. She says, I will keep clients waiting just so I can work through my process first. So she makes sure, so that's the ultimate self-care, right? Like sorting yourself out first before giving yourself to others. And she does that through journaling. So that's what a lot of the famous people journal about and why they journal. So as for me, as I say, this has only been like a 2-year journey for me so far, this journaling journey. So I really didn't have a clue what I was going to start writing about. So the beginning of not this year, but last year, me and my clients in the afternoon shift, we went through a real Gabby Bernstein phase where we were loving everything that she was doing. And we all, like most of us, joined her manifesting challenge. And one of the things that she was very, very big on was gratitude journaling and writing about things to be grateful for. So that's pretty much what I started with. So I started off with this, I don't even think, no, I haven't got it with me, but I started off with this crappy little $10 journal from Officeworks with a really scratchy, horrible pen that had little tiny lines. And I really didn't like it. I don't even think I finished it, but that's what I started with. And I just wrote down everything that I had to be grateful for. So that was my very first diary or journal entry on the 7th of December 2022. So that's when it all started for me. Since then, I have been increasingly consistent. It certainly hasn't been once I started, I did it every single day. But now there are lots of things that I use my journal for. So, what I mostly use it for now is ideas, brainwaves, downloads, and realizations. So, I listen to lots and lots of stuff. I would at least listen to a YouTube video, a podcast, an Audible book, at least an hour a day, every day. And sometimes you need to hear the same thing said in a different way a few times before it actually clicks into place. And as soon as it does, I'm like, oh, grab the journal and write it in, because it takes a little while. So those downloads, those brainwaves, those realizations, they all go in my journal, because it will just land in a way. And I'm like, right, write this down real quick. Anything that I have heard that resonates with my vibe. So we all have a signature vibration. And when we hear something or we encounter something and we feel ourselves responding to it, so we feel ourselves like getting those tingles of excitement and passion. When when you hear a song on the radio and you get goosebumps and the hairs on the back of your neck go up, that means that whatever it is that you've just experienced is of your same vibration. It's like you recognize it. I liken it to, when you're traveling overseas in a foreign country that is not English speaking, and you're at the pub and you're sitting there eating your dinner all by yourself, and you hear an Aussie accent across the room and you go, oh, an Aussie. And you go to it like it's that, like you resonate with it. It's part of you. So anything that you hear, that you encounter, that you see, that you respond to, that you get that feeling of anticipation and excitement and passion come up within you, that is of your vibration. And you feel that way because it resonates with you, because it's the same. So anything that I hear, music lyrics, I write down. Any reels on Instagram or Facebook that really resonate with me, that give me the chills, I keep pausing it and I write it down, and pause it, write it down word for word. If it resonates with me, it gets written in my journal. So that's another thing that I write about. What does my spirit team want me to know? So this is often a go-to journaling prompt that I use when I'm not quite sure what I want to write about, or if I'm feeling a little bit down in the dumps. So everyone has a spirit team, and I look at them as like my cheerleaders on the side. So if I'm feeling a little bit low, okay, so what if I had a cheerleading team, if I had a spirit team that were telling me, go Kerry, what is it that they would want to tell me today? And so I'll just start writing down what my biggest cheerleaders would say. Kerry, you're doing great. You're doing enough. You are always enough. You will always belong. You are doing so well. You handled that situation yesterday so well. Well done. That is what the highest version of yourself will do. And just keep going. And that will really raise your vibe by saying, what does my spirit team want me to know? What would your biggest cheerleaders tell you? And that just helps to give you a little pep in your step for the day. Busting through limiting beliefs and thought patterns. Now, journaling has been huge when it comes to me exploring my own belief systems and moving through any limiting beliefs that hold me back. Now, in my afternoon shift program, we have just gone through a big long series of, well, not a big long series, like a 3-week series of self-sabotage and exploring our beliefs. And I have got like a 4-step limiting belief bust that works beautifully, and it works really, really well with this journaling. So we ask ourselves a series of questions and it will bust through any belief that holds us back. If we say we can't, really, can't you? Put it through the 4-step limiting belief bust. Journal on it. And you will find that you will bust through it. Works really well for fears as well. If there's something that you are fearing doing and you don't want to do it and there's a lot of resistance, put it through a fear bust. And it's very much the similar questions and it will get you through. I have actually gone into a day stressing about something. In 20 minutes of journaling through the fear bust, it's actually got me enthusiastic to do what it is that I was fearing 20 minutes before. So journaling has been a big part of that. Processing and elevating emotions. Has anyone here heard of the Abraham Hicks emotional scale? Yep. So about half of us have. Yep. So elevating emotions, as I was saying before, we've all got a vibration and emotions have got vibrations. So the better feeling the emotion, so thinking love, joy, gratitude, appreciation, they feel really, really good, right? So they vibe really high. Low vibrating emotions are the ones that feel heavy. So fear, scarcity, lack, grief, all of those heavy feeling emotions, they've got a low, dense vibration to them and they feel heavy. They don't feel great. So by using journaling, I go through the Abraham Hicks emotional scale. They start down at like from fear, hopelessness, lack, and then they move up the emotional scale. So if you can journal around how it is you're feeling at the moment and then work your way up that emotional scale, that will help you to raise your vibe. It doesn't need to be a big jump, just needs to be a little bit of a raise. It's better than going through the day down here. Up here is better than here. So I use that to help process and elevate emotions, use journaling for that as well. And making the unconscious conscious. So we are driven by a lot of our unconscious emotions, our triggers, the things that we don't have any real awareness of. We react to life and we're not quite sure why we have reacted the way that we have. So by using journaling, you make the unconscious conscious. If you were triggered that day, you can sit down with your journal that night and go, okay, I was triggered by this today. What is the story? What was I feeling? What is the story that I've attached to this feeling? And start working your way through it. And emotional processing is a big part of what we do in the afternoon shift program. We talk a lot about different ways of processing our emotions, and using our journal is a big way of getting through it. So I remember 2 weeks ago, Cherie was in the session and Pam was in the session, and we were talking. So at the start of our coaching sessions, our group coaching sessions, we go around the room and we talk about what sort of week we've had. And Pam, first off the bat, she goes, I had this going on. A person from my past walked in and I felt this straight away. And so what I did is when I got home, I grabbed my journal and started da. And I'm like, yep. And then Cherie came up and she goes, well, I've been doing this and I've been doing this. And that triggered a lot in me as well. So I just grabbed my journal and I'm like, yes. So it's all about making the unconscious things that you react to and you don't know why. It's all about making those unconscious reactions conscious. What was I feeling? What is the story that I've attached to that? Is that really true? Is there something else that I could believe that's going to serve me better? So by making the unconscious conscious, it really helps you to define what it is, what stories you've attached to things. And it really helps you to understand who you are as a person much better. It really helps to get to the core of who you are. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah, awesome. Cool. So Pam said, such a good feeling to write it down and get it all out. Absolutely. all part of that emotional processing is taking emotion from in your body and getting it out of your body. So important to process your emotions. Don't just let them sit there and simmer away, because as Bessel will tell you, keeping your emotions in your body, it's going to start manifesting as something else. So trauma stays in the body and it can start showing up. Another really, really good book, if you are wondering about emotional processing and not processing it and getting it out of your body, is Gabor Mate's When the Body Says No. Is a fantastic book when it comes to emotional processing and the importance of it. So I won't go into too much detail about it because I love it, but it just really brings home the importance of processing emotions and the consequences of not doing it. Like, think autoimmune disease, think of Crohn's disease. Ashy, I'm doing a masterclass, darling. Can you not? Good boy.
In
Off
the
you go.
night, Carrie.
Thank you. It just has to finish it. So how are we going so far? Everyone still with me? Awesome. Any thoughts, any feelings, any shares? Oh, Patricia has said, I destroy my journals because they were full of anger and stuff, not safe to be found by others, but made me splat. Yes, Patricia. And that is one of the things that I'm going to be talking about is, using it for that emotional processing. Not all emotions are great, but it's so important to get them out of your body. So yes, we're definitely going to be talking about that. And I have done exactly the same thing, Patricia. I have cut and ripped out pages of my journal because I thought I don't want anyone to know this about myself. But that's okay. It's out. And that's all that matters. Okay. So we've talked a little bit about what journaling is really, really useful for. How do we make it into a habit that we are going to consistently, or more consistently, incorporate into our lives? So we know some of the things that we can use it for now, the purpose of some of it and some of the benefits of it. So how do we make it fun? How do we make it something that we actually want to do, right? So it needs to feel good, right? We will only do the things that make us feel good. So if you make journaling a process that you look forward to, that you want to do, that is a feast for your eyes, that is a feast for your fingers, if you're not driving nails through it like I did the other day, that is, it's visual, it's sensory, and you get joy out of it, you're going to want to do it more. So what I would say, so the things that have helped me is investing in a beautiful journal. So something that you are going to enjoy the feel of. So not the cheap, flimsy, ones, $2 book. You can absolutely use them. I'm not saying don't. But if you want it to be something that makes you feel really good, invest in a journal that really inspires you to want to write in it. Bless you, Tammy. So that's what I've done. So I started off with that $10 Officeworks one, but what I have found is these journals, which is going to be given away as the prize from Blue Angel Publishing. This is my choice for journals. The pages are really quite thick and luxurious. There are beautiful illustrations throughout the journal as well. So it really makes you, it really is a feast for the eyes as well. They've got beautiful quotes at the bottom of the pages. Some of them are blank as well. So if you want to draw any of your thoughts, feelings, whatever, you can do that as well. So invest in a journal that's going to make you want to look through it, that makes you want to pick it up. Yeah, they are lovely to write on too, aren't they, Pam? They're beautiful, thick pages. This is crazy, right? But it's so true. I did a post the other day on my personal page and says, true or something along the lines of true or false, can a pen change your life? And I got about 5,000 answers of people were like, Yes, the right pen can change your life. So choose a pen, and this sounds so silly, but it is so true. Choose a pen that you really like writing with. And I know I've got some nursing friends in here that are like, when reps come, we're like, have you got any pens? Because that's the first thing we want, because we do so much writing. We want a nice pen to do it with. So find a pen that you really, really like writing with. Got the pen and a dotted book. Perfect. Perfect, Lisa. That's brilliant. But yeah, some people like a thick nib, some people like a thin nib, some like the gel pens. Patricia, I stole a pen at work and never gave it back. That's the story. You never leave a pen lying around when there's a nurse around. I can tell you that you will never see it again. Yes. Oh, and someone stole it from you. Well, that's no good, Patricia. Yeah. Find a good one. You've got to put your name all over it. So yeah, so find a pen that you really like writing with. These are my favorite, just the old Bic 4 pens, but with a little thin nib. I'm a thin nibber. And make it an experience. Like when I do my journaling, I mostly like to do it first thing in the morning. What I'll do is I'll get up 10 minutes earlier. I'll run down to the kitchen quietly in my little stockinged feet so no one hears me get up, because as soon as they do, I've got Ashton going, Mum, where's my banana? So I go down, start the coffee machine, make that, then bring it back down to the bed with me, and I sip on my piping hot vanilla flavored coffee and start writing. And like that to me is my idea of bliss. When I think of my ideal average day, that's how it starts. Hot coffee with my vanilla powder in it, writing in my journal. That's what I love. I'm writing as you speak and struggling with this stupid pen. Ink all over your fingers. That is not your life-changing pen. Oh no. Oh no, Savine. That pen has to go. That pen has to go. So yeah, so make it an experience. Even if you find a corner of your house, like a book nook, or an area that is just for you, that is for your journaling, make it a really beautiful experience. I also have just bought some aura cleansing sprays. Who knows it's such a thing, right? It's all permission slips. It's all available to us. But if I need a nice smelly spray to, channel the divine, then I will. But yeah, I will have my coffee, do my little aura spray, start writing. So I make it an experience. I make it something that I look forward to doing every day. If you want to know what the aura sprays are, I'll drop the link a little bit later. But yeah, they're good fun and they smell really nice. My mum collected pens from everywhere, and I have a huge box full if anyone needs. I actually remember once Seinfeld did a skit, and he's like, "Where are all the pens?" Right? Like we're always like, "Where's the pen? Have you got a pen? Have you got it? Where are they're churning out millions of these every day? Where are they all going?" Right? I'll tell you what, probably the bottom of my bag or rolling around in the bottom of my car. So yeah, make it an experience that you really want to do every day. Next step to make journaling a habit that you want to be doing. Don't force any rules around it. So let your journal be whatever it is it needs to be. Like, don't say, oh, well, I haven't got any inspired ideas, so I'm not going to write in it today. No. If you just feel like writing in it and feel like just going, blah, 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 do a brain splat, do the brain splat. If it's lyrics from a song that resonated with you, write that in. Like, don't create any rules around it. If you need to channel some anger and you just want to get the pen and go, ah, and you lose a few pages, let it be that for you as well. Let it be for you whatever it needs to be. Don't create any rules around it, because as soon as you start putting rules on it, that feels like contraction and it feels like you're not going to be wanting to do it. So allow it to be an expanding a experience that expands you, that makes you feel good. Okay. Don't force yourself to write if you don't want to. Your journal, your terms, right? If you don't feel like it, don't. And there's been like a couple of mornings this week where I've just gone, nah, got nothing to say. I'm good. and just gone on with my day. And you know what? The world's still turning. We're all still here. It's all good. And make it easy. So have some prompts or an intention in mind and keep it where it's handy. My journal is literally in my bed with me, where my husband should be. Like that's where my journal is. So as soon as I wake up, I can just grab it and start writing if something hits me. And sometimes it does. I often go to sleep to YouTube videos. So I love listening to, I don't know, whatever comes up, it will just continue to keep on going. And I will wake up, as I'm waking up, I will kind of hear something and something will just like land and I'll be like, oh, that's brilliant. And I'll just grab my journal and quickly write it down before it flies out into the ether. So yeah, have it handy so you can quickly write down any ideas that come to you, just like Richard Branson. So Ines has, Amelia has said, I journal every night in bed. I sit with a lamp and candle on. Oh, nice. And a cuppa and relaxing music. It's the best way to end my day. I love that, Amelia. That's a beautiful way to finish your day. That's awesome. Ines has said, there's plenty out there around creating aromatic anchors. Yes, Ines. Linking a smell to a task or memory so you can tap into your limbic system to help with motivation and remembrance. I love that, Ines. And I actually did a post about this not long ago as well. Like, what is the world's best smell? And smell is probably the most underrated sense, right? So when you can associate a smell with something that you can enjoy, like we always talk about getting triggered by things that we don't like, but let's get triggered into a happy emotion. Like that spray before I journal, like when I smell that, my brain starts to go, woo, because it's like, yeah, it's coffee and journal time. So yeah, you hook it in and anchor it into something that you enjoy doing. So I love that, Ines. Thanks for that. Barb said, I now realize that was my problem. Oh, what was your problem, Barb? You might need to clarify that.
Oh no, just putting limitations on what it is. I
Yeah.
have to journal about my feelings, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, not sort of opening. Yeah, so just limitations, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's your journal, your rules, Barb. You make it
Mm.
be whatever it is it needs to be for you. 100%. I've got licorice all sorts in my journal for sure. Another thing to make it a really, really good habit is to find a time that works best for you. So whatever aligns to your intention, create the time around that for whatever intention that you have for your journaling for that day. So Terry says, I associate a smell with my Pilates class and get into the zone straight away. Yeah, they have some beautiful natural fragrance sprays there. Excellent. Yeah, I love that. It triggers you straight away into that mindset of, yeah, I'm here to work and I'm here to relax. Well, I don't know, do you relax in Pilates? Any Pilates class that I have had, not been relaxing. And I've gone to hot Pilates and the smell hasn't been great. Got a couple of stinky boys in there. Does doTERRA essential oil work? I would imagine it definitely would. And if you are interested, Sabine, Ines McKean is your lady. So hook up with Ines and she will hook you up to the right doTERRA oil for whatever it is that you are after. So she's your girl. Okay, so find the time that works best for you. No worries, my pleasure. So whatever aligns to your intentions. So inspirational ideas and downloads first thing in the morning. So the reason why first thing in the morning is better for inspirational ideas and divine downloads is because when you wake up, for the first hour of the day, you are in what's called theta brainwave. So there are, I think, 5 different brainwaves. I would be in beta at the moment because I'm very, very conscious of what I'm saying. I'm teaching. So that's the brainwave that I would be in. But theta brainwave is the brainwave that you're in for the first hour you wake up and probably about the last 20 minutes before you go to sleep at night. And in theta brainwave is when the doorway to your unconscious mind is open. So you're very open to suggestibility when you're in theta brainwave. So I like to say the door bitch to your conscious mind has gone out for a cigarette and anything goes. So, so all of the thoughts and all of the things that your conscious mind would normally shut down. So, no, you can't think that. No, that's impossible. That's not going to happen. Don't be ridiculous. Those are the things that your conscious mind will call bullshit on. That part of your mind's not there. It's gone out. It's gone out for a fag. And so it's letting anything into, yeah, thanks, Lisa. um, so yeah, so anything goes. So, and 95% of our brain is unconscious. Like 95% is just a whole heap of stuff we don't have conscious awareness of. So theta is where the gold is. So what I found for myself personally is as I'm waking up, I'm probably listening to a YouTube video that's still going in the background that I've had running, and it's just gone on to whatever it is it's gone on to. And the thoughts and the things that went on the day before are still all swirling around in there. And that's when the inspiration and the downloads and the way that the things that I hadn't been able to get a grasp on, that's when those puzzle pieces will fall into place. It's when I'm in theta brainwave. So I would encourage you, if you are looking for inspirational ideas and downloads, to start journaling first thing in the morning, asking yourself, what does my spirit team want me to know today? What would my highest version of myself want me to know today? That's when things are just going to flow, because your conscious mind isn't awake enough to call bullshit on it, basically. So that's a really, really good time to let inspirational ideas flow when you're in theta. So Xenia said, I feel like most of mine come to me in the evenings. Yeah, well, absolutely use it. We've all got different times of the day. We all have if you have a defined route in your human design, you'll have an on and you'll have an off. And depending on that will be when you're most inspired as well. I think your head's defined too, Xenia. So you're always picking up on those neutrino streams. Patricia said, I'm trying to make the first hour count rather than mindless scrolling. Yeah, I feel you, Patricia. I wake up at 5, but alarm goes off at 6:30. Maybe get up and journal with a quiet coffee. That's a great idea, Patricia. Give that a go. Try that strategy, right? Terry said, I recently had a job offer and I really didn't know whether to take it. Went to the interview feeling open to the idea of it. Tried to not worry about it that night. And when I woke up the next morning, had such a clear answer and didn't take it. I love that, Terry. Oftentimes, giving it space and sleeping on it gives you better clarity. 100%. Yeah, Xenia. Yeah, I think so too. I'd have to have a look. So that's the best time for your inspirational ideas and downloads, when you're in theta brainwave. You'll often find too, like in theta brainwave, when you're driving, you know how when you get to your destination and you're like, and you stop the car and you're like, I actually don't remember how I got here. That's theta. That's autopilot. So yeah, that's when the good ideas drop in. For reflection and contemplation before bed is the best time to journal. And any time of the day, if you've got a fear that comes up, a limiting self-belief that comes up that you want to bust through immediately, grab your journal and start working through it. I think it was Remy Pearson, who is at the Coaching Institute. She said that, what did she say? Something about she doesn't allow herself to sit in the discomfort for any longer than necessary. As soon as she feels discomfort around a fear, she busts through it straight away. She does not tolerate sitting in it. So grab that journal, start whacking out what is the fear, what is the limiting belief, because you don't want to be sitting in that discomfort any longer than what you have to. Okay. So let's get to the things. What can we journal about? And if anyone else has got any other suggestions than what I've put in as well, please pop them in the chat as well. So the things that I personally journal about is oracle and tarot card outcomes. So every week I do my own little card reading and I will journal around what that means for me. So that as an idea is something that you can journal about. is what does this card mean for me? What does this oracle card mean to me? What do I believe it means? What comes up for you? So that's a really good idea. As I said before, what does my spirit team want me to know today? What does my cheerleaders want to tell me today? What does my higher self want me to know today? And I'll start writing in that. What would greatness look like today? I love this question. If I'm starting the day and I've got a lot to do, I will often ask myself, what would greatness look like today? What would the highest version of myself act and behave like today? Who am I going to be while I'm doing my things today? Who am I choosing to be? So, and then write down all of the attributes that you want to incorporate in your day. What standards am I going to maintain? What standards am I going to put up with? So that's something to journal around. What thoughts and behaviors will I not let slip by me today? So when I came up with my word for the year, which was maturity, this was a big theme for me because I thought that I was being a bit of a brat. And I thought, okay, what are the things that I don't like about myself that are consistently showing up? Like, was I choosing overwhelm too often and shutting down? Was I blaming others for my circumstances? Anything that I didn't like about myself that I felt was holding me back, I would write them down and say, right, this is who I'm not going to be today. I am not going to give in to confusion. I am not going to, I don't know, whatever it is that I was doing. So, what behaviors do you want to give conscious awareness to so you don't allow it to happen for the day? So, that's another good thing to journal around. What am I feeling today and can I raise the vibe? So, as I said, grabbing that Abraham Hicks emotional scale, assessing where you're at and seeing if you can raise the vibe, even just a few notches. So, if you don't have the Abraham Hicks emotional scale, I'll pop it into the group. I think I've put it as a screensaver. I've actually got it as a screensaver on my phone. So, I've got it with me all the time, figuring out what emotion I'm at. And can I raise the vibe? Can I go from, oh, hang on, let me get rid of all my notices. Can I go from contentment to optimism? Can I go from optimism to passion, joy, and appreciation? Can I raise my vibe? Any limitation that I'm feeling, if there's something that I don't want to do, or if there's something that I feel fear around, I sit and I process it. And I work through it. I do my 4-step belief bust or my 4-step fear bust and work through it that way. Emotional processing. So as I said, in the afternoon shift in my group coaching, we talk a lot about emotional processing and the importance of it and lots of different ways on how to do it, because what works for one person is not always going to resonate with another person. So whatever works for you and working through those emotions, getting them out of your body, understanding yourself as a person better. The reason why we feel the way that we feel is because we have attached a story to it. So finding out what that story is, getting to the bottom of it will help you to release it. You don't always have a story around it, but 80% of the time you will. So it's about getting to the bottom of it and releasing it, instilling doubt into it. Rage journaling. Oh, getting that pen and nothing gets anger out of my body better than a good ripping up the page with a pen. I love it. My daughter actually gave me that idea and it's brilliant. And what or who have I been inspired by? So if I have met someone and I'm like, oh my God, I met this person today and they really resonated with me. What is it that I really loved about them? What caused me to be inspired by them? What traits did they have? Well, they were really enthusiastic. They were really passionate. They were really and so I'll write down their traits and the things that I want for myself as well and emanate it. So those are some of the things that I write about. Has anyone else got any other suggestions that I haven't put there? If they want to share it with the group and make us all inspired to start our journaling journey. Kirsty says, love that. Who am I going to be today? Yes, especially if you know you're going to have a challenging day, or if there's any sort of confrontation that is going to be happening, go, right, who am I going to be today? Am I going to be someone who gets caught up in story and whinges, or am I going to be someone who takes responsibility and is calm and compassionate and set my boundaries and hold them? So yeah, who am I going to be today? So yeah, I write short stories. Excellent, Patricia. Xenia says, I've recently been doing a lot of neurographic art. Oh, I'd love to hear more about that, Zen. That's my calm space when I feel like I cannot put words down. I love that. Yeah, drawing. Draw out what it is that you're feeling as well. Use color. Yep, do whatever your journal needs to be for you, do that for sure. Excellent. So, who is inspired to buy a journal and start writing in it? Yay, 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 yay. Everyone but Sheree Christensen. She's not. I love calling you out. Hi, Nikki. There you
are. The time, and you know that anyway.
I know. You snuck in the back door, Nikki. When did you get in?
I just like to surprise you, Kerry.
I know, right? Excellent. You've just come for the prize. Here we are. So, it's prize time. It's prize time. We've made it to the end. It's prize time. Da, 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 da. Okay, so prize time. So, Annabelle.
I'm not singing.
Come on.
No.
We talked about this.
My classy bag.
I know. Talk about. She's gone all out.
I'm shaking.
Spent a good 50 cents on that bag. So
I spent the cost of groceries. I spent more than that on the bag. Let me tell you. Oh,
drum roll, please, everybody.
And the winner is Kirsty.
Look at her face. She's like, oh, I want something. She's so excited. Oh, well done, Kirsty. Yay. I will take a photo of the journals and the books, and you choose which one you would like, and I will send those on to you. Okay?
So much.
Oh, that's exciting. Yay. Brilliant. Okay. Oh. Well, now you've got no excuse, Kirsty.
Oh, and you know, game changer, I should just put that in the chat, was just the like, I know why it's a good idea and all that sort of stuff, but just when you got to the what am I going to write about, just those kinds of things, it gives you somewhere to start. And I'm thinking, yeah, I can do that. And I know it would do.
Yeah. Sometimes we just need a starting point. And once you find, once you start writing, you just keep going and going and going. Yeah, that's awesome. Yay. So Ines has just looked up neurographic art, seen this before, don't know what it's called, but it really appeals. Brilliant. I'm glad that Xenia brought it to the table. What to write about is key for me. Well, you've got a whole journal to write it through now. Where did you get those journals, Kerry? So I think I bought, for my new clients, I think I bought about 6 online, and it is from the Blue Angel Publishing. So it's a website, Blue Angel Publishing. And I think if you go up to Sassafras at the Oracle, they have got them there as well. But obviously online you'll find all of them there. But yeah, Blue Angel Publishing. You will see them all there. So that is, oh my God, how is that for time? It is exactly 8 o'clock. I'm getting good at this. So I hope that you guys had as much fun as what I did for tonight's masterclass. Do we all get inspired and get some really, really good ideas? Yay, brilliant. I'm so glad you all came. Thank you so much. Now, please stay in my world. I love having you all here. So, of course, you probably are all in the expansion project already, which is where I am there every morning. I do my daily card readings for the different energy types, and then I do the Big Kahuna weekend pull, which I know that at least half of you jump on those every weekend. So they are lots and lots of fun. Excellent. Thank you, Lisa. That's great. Thank you, Pam. Beautiful. So stay in the expansion project, stay engaged and connected in there. I love seeing you all every morning. The afternoon shift is my Big Kahuna program. That is where you will get everything, all of my short programs, weekly group coaching, monthly one-on-one coaching, all of the human design readings. If you want to really shift the needle on getting closer to your best and brightest self, that is the program for you. And we've got a few of the members in here tonight. If you want to put anything in the chat about your experience of being in the afternoon shift, I'm sure people who might be sitting on the fence, you might want a little shove. So yeah, I love this program so much, and there is so much value in it. So yeah, if you want to know anything about joining my big program, please drop me a PM and I'll be more than happy to have a chat with you about it. All of the things that we're talking about tonight. Who is it that you want to be? Identity work, values, strategies, emotional processing, limiting belief bust, getting through fear, all of those things that we've spoken about tonight, we talk about in huge detail in the afternoon shift, and I give you the tools to be able to integrate it in your everyday life, so you eventually get to coach yourself through any sort of challenge or difficult situation that you have in your life. So it really is the best of the best. So that's the afternoon shift. Anyone who wants human design readings, I do 3 levels of human design reading, and that is a fantastic place to start. If you are feeling lost and you want to find who you are again, human design is the blueprint of who it is that you are here to be and what it is that you're here to do. So that is a really, really good place to start if you're wanting to work with me. Also, my day retreat coming up on the 25th of May in Emerald. If you're in Melbourne and you want to come up to Emerald for the day, it's going to be beautiful. Sound baths, energetic healing. There's going to be a timeline release therapy session, tarot readings, the whole shebang. It's going to be a fantastic day, and very inexpensive, $111 for the day, lunch included. It's going to be amazing. And divine design readings. If you just want to spend an hour with me, I use human design, tarot, and my mad coaching skills to bring you through any challenge that you have. And that's an hour long as well. So let me know if you would like any of those. And actually, I will just put the link in the chat if you want any of those. Hang on, let me just get to, where's everybody? Oh no. Oh, this is the one. Excellent. Hang on. Let me just pop that in the chat for you. There you go. There's some links there. Cool beans. Excellent. And if you want to have a chat with me about any of it, just let me know. I'll send you a calendar link and we can have a talk. Okay. So I'll just catch up on the comments. Sabine said, thank you, Kerry. Got a masterclass on the Zoom. No problem. Oh, geez, I've missed a few. Where are we? Shelley. Cherie says, great masterclass. Thank you, Cherie. Shelley, amazing. Thank you. Good to see you here, Shelley. Inspired to start something I've thought about so often and never jumped in. Awesome, Shelley. I'm glad that you've been inspired to have a go. Pam has said the afternoon shift has helped me so much. Love it. And you are amazing, Kerry. Oh, thank you, Pam. And Pam's like one of our newer members too. You've only been in for the last couple of 3 months, 4 months. Yeah. And like, yeah, huge. It's been so good to have you in there. So star model student, as all of them are. Patricia says, been a client of mine since day. You have been a client of mine since day one, Patricia. Have learned so much about myself and able to find a way through some crazy personal situations, not always with grace, but could see the why of the actions and the shy of my thoughts. I get you. But yeah, and that's the thing, Patricia, like Patricia, you implement it. And even if you do like 10% better than what you would have done before, it's all improvement. Consistency over perfection, right? Always. Kirsty said, the shift is the best investment I have ever made. Oh, thank you, Kirsty. And that's not just because she's just won a journal. It's a gift to me for life. Excellent. My life is the same, but how I live it is completely different. I love that. Amelia says, I started my journal about 3 years ago and only pick it up once a month or so, but now feel inspired to kick it up a notch. Excellent, Millsy. Janine, I have learned so much on how to navigate my emotions with everything we learn in the afternoon shift. Thank you so much, Janine. And I love getting your little voice messages every now and again. Like Janine can't always make it to the calls, but she always catches up and she always lets me know when something's landed. So it's fabulous. Cherie, afternoon shift gives us the most amazing tools to work through our emotions and anything that is holding us back. Also face day-to-day challenges. Thank you, Cherie. Yep, star student, Cherie. You do the work. No worries, Barb. Thank you. And thank you, Janine. Okay, I think I've all caught up. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming tonight. And yeah, if you want to talk to me about anything at all, I'm always available on the PMs. Tag me in the group, PM me, whatever it is that you need. I am here for you always. And have a fantastic rest of your evening. Thank you so much for coming. Bye.
Thanks, Carrie.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Carrie.
No worries. Oh, did I
Thank
not?
you, Carrie.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Thanks, Kerry. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.
Take care.